Namaskar friends. In this video, we are going to discuss some more characteristics of Brahm, and then we will go on to assess the overall definition of the characteristics of Brahm as have been defined in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we'll go on to the next verse. It says, Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktamiv cha siddham Bhut Bhart cha Taggeyam Vishnu Pravishnu cha. That Paramatma is without divisions and yet is situated in all living beings as separated from each other. He is the creator of all living beings and the one providing food and shelter to all. And at the same time, he is also the destroyer of all living beings. Friends, as we have seen that all physical matter, whether it is living or non-living, it emerges from Brahm. So all the living beings, as us humans, we have emerged from Brahm. As also the shelter, the houses we are living in, the food we eat every day, that also comes from the same Brahm. So the Brahm is the creator of all living beings and is providing food and shelter to all. And the same Brahm is also the destroyer of all living beings. Now we go on to assess the overall definition of Brahm as has been stated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So in the last five verses, we have seen how Brahm has been described. And the first is that all physical matter has emerged from Brahm. The second is all living beings have also emerged from Brahm because all living beings are formed of the same physical matter. All actions and karma that all the living beings are performing, that also comes from the same Brahm. And for humans, when they are on the spiritual path, if they reach the supreme state, that state is also Brahm. Srimad Bhagavad Gita also says that at the beginning of the day of Brahma, friends, don't confuse between Brahm and Brahma. Brahm is a field that we are discussing, and Brahma we'll be discussing later in our lectures. So, when the day of Brahma comes, all physical materials they emerge from Brahm, and when the night of Brahma comes, all physical materials dissolve in the same Brahm, the same Higgs field. Then Bhagavan says that souls remain the same, souls are eternal, but the physical living bodies are born again and again and again when the day of Brahma comes, and the same physical bodies they dissolve when the night of Brahma comes. The next, that Brahm is inside and outside all physical bodies. Friends, we have already discussed that the field, the Higgs field, or the Brahm, it's a field. So, just like an electromagnetic field, it exists all over, outside our bodies, inside our bodies, everywhere. Brahm pervades the entire universes. We'll come to the details later, but this Brahman contains billions of universes, just like ours. And this Brahm, this field of Brahm, it pervades all of those billions of universes. Next, Brahm is highly incomprehensible. Like we cannot sense it. You can sense the air which is invisible. You can sense the smells which are invisible. But this Brahm, which is also invisible, we cannot sense it with our senses. That Brahm is without any divisions, as in the last verse we discussed. The Brahm is undivided. It is spread uniformly all over the billions of universes. Yet, Brahm exists separately in each living being. That is a fact. So, in the last, the Brahm is the creator of all living beings, and Brahm is providing food and shelter to all living beings, as we've just discussed. And the same Brahm is also the destroyer of all living beings. So, this is the detail in which the definition of Brahm has been described by Bhagavan Krishna in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. There are hundreds of other texts or scriptures where Brahm has been described. Friends, one more thing I would like to point out, and that is while the Higgs field has been defined as the creator of all the physical matter, as also that it pervades the entire universe. In ancient Indian texts, the definition of Brahm is so extensive, and that is in addition to what the definition of Higgs field says. So I like the viewers to note this fact that the definition is much more extensive in ancient Indian texts. So at present, we limit our discussion to this and go on to the next lecture.